Out here in the wild fennel patch, I have found one of the most difficult to catch species of grasshopper here in North Carolina. Only question is, can I catch it? What's up guys, welcome back to Can I Catch It, the nature show all about finding a wildlife adventure right at home in your own backyard. Today's episode, I found a large bird grasshopper sitting on a stalk of wild fennel, and I'm gonna try and catch it. Bird grasshoppers are among the largest species of grasshopper here in North Carolina, but they're also among the best flyers, making them incredibly difficult to catch. I have one thing going for me today that might work in my advantage. It is unusually cold, meaning that this grasshopper is probably on this fennel stalk trying to soak up some sun rays to potentially warm up. That means the insect is sluggish, and I might be able to catch it. In my experience, barehanded catch with grasshoppers like this is nearly impossible unless conditions are like they are today. On a warm summer day, a grasshopper like this is gone if you're within a few feet of it. And the reason they're called bird grasshoppers is because of their incredible flight ability. These guys can fly fast, far, and reach incredible heights. So if this one gets away, it'll probably end up in a tree somewhere, giving me only one chance to catch it. Here we go. Yes, I got it. Luckily, the cold weather has worked to my advantage. This grasshopper is sluggish and slow because of the cold, and was probably sitting on this fennel stalk, hoping to get some sun rays so it could warm up and fly away. Now this particular individual has probably had a run with a predator. I can tell because it's missing one of its rear legs. Grasshoppers use these rear legs to take off, to jump or fly away. However, in flight, their legs tend to trail behind them, making them easy targets that a lagging predator can grab onto. The grasshopper will then throw off the leg in a process called autotomy, which is basically self-amputation. While this may pose a threat to the grasshopper later, it allows itself to survive to fight another day. Meanwhile, the predator is confused because it grabbed onto the insect, but ended up with only a leg in its mouth. They can survive without one of their hind legs for jumping. They can actually survive without both, but they're at a disadvantage then in case they come across a third predator. This same process is seen in a lot of lizards that'll throw off their tails to avoid being eaten. Whenever you're catching a grasshopper, make sure to avoid grabbing it by the legs, because if it throws the leg off, it could be at a disadvantage later in life. Rather, it's better to hold it by the thorax, the little neck area, or by the wings if you're gentle. That leads to the grasshopper's second defense mechanism. If they can't throw off a limb to escape, they'll start trying to fight back. While only a few species of grasshopper will actually bite you, they can secrete a foul-smelling liquid from their mouths. This particular individual is not doing that, probably because it's colder outside. One thing they will do though, is they will start kicking you with what hind legs they have. And the reason this works as a deterrent is because their hind legs are armed with a series of tiny little needle-like spikes. Have a look at these. If you're a bird or a lizard and you have the grasshopper by its wings and are getting kicked in the face repeatedly by these spiky little legs, you might be incentivized to let go, which again gives the grasshopper time to escape and live to fight another day. And if a bird grasshopper escapes, good luck catching it again, because these guys can fly. I decided to test out this particular individual's flight ability when I released it. As it flew away, we got a nice display of its wings. However, it didn't actually get very far, probably, once again, due to the cold weather. Either way, it's always a fascinating encounter getting up close with interesting animals like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys get to find some cool insects just like this guy out in your backyard. Remember, pick them up by the wings or the thorax, not the legs. That's all for this episode, so I hope to see you guys again next week. But until then, don't forget to get outside and find your own adventure.